injured here. 2v2 Medean Cliff Mines. Blue team have DiViNiTY as a Warboss, big stompy melee commander, good at disruption, walks through cover and can buff his boys, always angry. Happy as a Chaos Lord, very tough melee commander, walks through cover, cannot be suppressed, does some nice damage late game too. Red team have Adila as a Warp Spider Exarch, very annoying, teleports around, harasses, fights ranged by default, and nasty tricks late game. And bugs everywhere as a Force Commander, melee, mainly offensive but very versatile, can also support his Marines. 3 victory points up for grabs, natural for red in the northeast, natural for blue in the southwest, and a central VP. Banshees are going to rush this Warboss, dodge his stomp, well played by Adila. Warboss is going to be forced off, I think. Banshees knocking back the Warboss, and there he goes, now getting shot by shooters. And retreat with no losses. Tactical Marines can now cap the centre, yes there they go. And we have Blood Ravens. Chaos Space Marines capping up the top, heavy ranged infantry that are decent in melee for a ranged unit. Double CSM then for Happy. I would have gone for double Heretics myself, but there you go. And double shooters for DiViNiTY. Light ranged infantry. I assume Bugs will be getting an Assault Marine squad, and Adila will be getting a Shuriken Cannon, but we'll see if they surprise me. Adila does get a Shuriken Cannon. Force Commander chasing these Chaos Marines with some backup. Special attack. Flank though here by DiViNiTY. 483, 471, 2-1 for blue. Shuriken Cannon hitting the field now. Blue team just have more units on the field at the moment. These attacks need to be careful. You see Battle Cry go off, buffing these Tactical Marines and causing the Force Commander to do special attacks. Might have saved the Tactical Marines there. Chased by Heretics, but here come Banshees. Banshees have power weapons, so they want to get into melee with Marines, but too much range damage there. Double shooters and double CSM forces the Banshees off with 2 members left, and the Shuriken Cannon can now set up. But the CSM, if they keep running, we'll be able to flank it. And there we go. They're out of the firing arc. Just need to turn around and shoot the Shuriken Cannon. Don't even need to. Chaos Lord is going to take it out. Or force it off. Scouts capping the top. Very quick unit. Allows you to control the map as Space Marines. And we do have Assault Marines for Bugs. Disruption infantry that jump into combat. Fight melee. Bolt, pistol and chainsword. Adila is trying to take back his natural power, but he's getting shot to pieces by shooters. Need to get out of there. And retreats just in time. Shuriken Cannon and Banshees on the way. Should be able to deal with those shooters handily. And Bugs forces it off. Happy can now hit this power perhaps. And has a flamer on the way. .483, 394, a double for blue. Red's taking north though, thanks to scouts. 1 generator goes down. Assault Marines jump those shooters, will be a great counter for that shooter blob. Here comes CSM to back them up though. And aspiring champion Heretics, those Assault Marines need to get out of there. There's the Doom Blast. And Tactical Marines are going to lose members in retreat, lose 2. Quite lucky not to lose the entire squad there. Those Heretics came in just a second or so earlier. Would have been able to get all 3 members. Force Commander might go down in retreat. No, he has Artificer, so he's alright. Adila comes in now. not quick enough to support bugs, and now has double CSM and shooters and a Chaos Lord to deal with. And the Chaos Lord gets into melee range of the Shuriken Cannon, was taking more damage the closer he got there, but of course wasn't suppressed. Suppression in this game works off of courage, and since he's a Chaos Lord, he don't care about no suppression team in his face. Weird Boy on the way for DiViNiTY, 439376. Looks like Bugs is going to hit the power again. Scouts doing a good job capping up the north. No upgrades for these guys. Adila capping south. Double CSM going to come shoot him up though. And he retreats. Guardians, can they get a good grenade off? Easily dodged by Happy. Can now cap south and maybe even cap this wreck point. Nope, here come Banshees and a Shuriken Cannon. Banshees have their war shout too. And these CSM are going to be forced off, I think. There's the war shout. But they get their aspiring champions, but the Shuriken Cannon should make sure they have to leave. And there they go. Tier 2 now for red team. Go at pretty much the same time. Blue team already there, of course. Weird Boy on the field. Sub-commander for Orks. Good damage and disruption through his spells, and a nice artillery attack which also damages and disrupts. Not too fragile too at 1000 HP. Banshees forced off, as they have been a lot in this game. Haven't really been able to get dug into combat. Always think it's a risk using them against double shooters. They can just get suppressed and shot to pieces, and you really need to support them a bit better. Warboss has his ridiculously big power claw. He's getting heavy gauge death spinnered around though. But the Warp Spider Exarch dies. Warboss got away. Assault Marines force off shooters. Can they take out this Weird Boy? He puts zap on them and gets away. Ouch, we have double Inferno Bolters from Mark of G.H.G. Serious damage at range to infantry. Shuriken Cannon forced off, let the Galaxy burn. You see it gives the Chaos Lord a grenade icon. Wraith Guard on the way for Adila. 2-to-1 cap for blue. They have centre and south. Reds have their natural. Sluggers gonna get caught by Banshees, I think. Yes, with the swanky ones with the pointy ears. Banshees have their Exarch and their aspect, so the Exarch gets a nice spear and took out 3 models. But here come the rest of the boys. An instant retreat from Adila. Wraith Guard are there too. Artillery unit that don't need to set up. They also suppress. Huge damage to all targets, but very, very vulnerable to melee. 428, 333. Razorback on the way for Bugs. Scouts trying to cap centre, but again shot to bits by Inferno Bolts. Get away with a single member. Assault Marines with their sergeant, you see they do much, much better in melee when they can use Merciless Strike. Really handled that aspiring champion Heretic squad well. Got the jump and then used Merciless. And a plasma cannon is going to be forced off. Artillery unit that sets up. Artillery units do pretty nice on this map. You can angle them in from the sides to cover the centre. Weird Boy getting shot to bits by that Wraith Guard. But it looks like he's going to get away. Warp Vomit saved him. If those Banshees got in, he would have been dead. Let the Galaxy burn on puny little Eldar is really going to hurt. Shuriken Cannon might go down. Retreats just in time. Guardians running through it. Have their Warlock leader, which probably saved them. Razorback hits the field. Support vehicle for Space Marines allows you to reinforce around it. Also transports infantry units. Has a decent heavy bolter on top of it too. 4-2-8, 3-3-1. Red's going to take the centre for a 2-1. Plague Marines on the way for Happy. DiViNiTY going straight to tier 3. Has his eye on a Nob squad, I assume. I think I just saw the Thunderhammer on the Force Commander there, but he's in the Razorback now. As a vehicle, it can drive right through cover. Here come DiViNiTY and his Orks. Does not want to get caught with that Power Claw, especially on that Wraith Guard. And full retreat from Adila. He couldn't stand for even a second against the Orks. Where are the sluggers? They are capping. Razorback is coming in from behind the Orks. Warboss trying to get into melee range of the Shuriken Cannon, was unlucky there. The Weird Boy didn't hit the Shuriken Cannon, so didn't disrupt it. Assault Marines get out of the Razorback. Force off shooters, now jump the CSM blob. Plague Marines doing a nice job on the Razorback though. Anti-vehicle unit that shoot. Ouch, a snaring missile. Got a rear armor hit there. Force Commander does have his really scary Thunderhammer. Now does splash damage. Ouch. Fully kitted out now with Iron Halo 2, and we have an auto cooldown on those retreating units, well timed. Almost wiped that CSM squad. Sub Commander for Eldar, very quick on the feet, fights melee by default with a power sword. Can also jump around and heal Heretics capping north. Blues managed to decap in that engagement. 389, 326. Tier 3 for Bugs. Warboss Exarch going to try and decap the south. Orks pushing middle again. Still no upgrades for these sluggers. Warboss Commander chasing the Heretics. Ouch. Are they going to retreat? They do. Very bad time to retreat. Don't retreat when he starts charging. Grief. Down to half health almost. Chaos going to take top. Might even be able to shoot up Red's power there. Scouts don't last very long and he loses them. Weird Boy caps the middle. Might be a triple cap here for blue. Banshees coming to force off these sluggers though, and they do so. Tier 3 for Adila. 381, 308. Happy, the only player not going tier 3 yet. Bugs doesn't quite have the zeal for Terminators. DiViNiTY going for a battle wagon perhaps. Autark suppressed by those shooters. Now going to go after the Weird Boy. I think he's getting heavy gauge death spinners. Heavy gauge filament. And the Weird Boy goes down. Very good ability for shutting down commanders and sub-commanders. Assault Marines trying to decap the centre. Not sure where these plasma devastators are going. Mark Corn Worship, and they're going to get shot up to crazy. Ouch, lose 2 members in a second. Assault Marines jump in, Merciless Strike, and I assume they'll just leave now. Yep. Here comes the Force Commander. What's he going to do? Warboss forced off, doesn't have an armor upgrade yet. Banshees run away. Shoot the boys run away. Power has been blasted there. They have 2 generators here. Predator on the way for Bugs. Batwagon is on the way for DiViNiTY. Looking a bit thin though, since he lost his Weird Boy. Sluggers are still without an upgrade. Plasma grenade on those Plague Marines. Ouch, now getting shot up to pieces. Look at the ridiculous health regeneration they have though. And they get away. Heretics are idle. Happy, busy microing these CSM away from the Force Commander. But here come Assault Marines. I think Happy is going to be forced off here. Just trying to hold him up long enough for his Chaos Lord to cap. And we have full retreat, and the Chaos Lord finishes it for a 1-to-1. Going to be 2-to-1 for red. They are taking the middle, but they can't finish it because the battle wagon's there. Super unit for Orks. Pretty nice range damage now. It got that buff and a death roller on the front. You do need to garrison it with 2 units though to get the full firepower. Blood Maul for the Chaos Lord. Doesn't do splash damage like the Force Commander's Thunderhammer, but that sweeping doom is nuts. Sends things flying. Ortok trying to cap the South VP under attack by Sluggers. She'll be able to decap what should then leave, I think. Just jump away. Nope, she's trying to cap and can't. More scouts on the way for Bugs to look after this Predator, I imagine. 304-246. Assault Marines take the north. Banshee's trying to take the middle. They fleet away and then retreat, and here comes the battle wagon and the Warboss and a bunch of other stuff. Blue's going to take the middle here. Warboss now has his heavy armor, over 1800 HP at level 2, compared to the Chaos Lord who has over 1300 and is level 3. Sluggers should force off these Guardians unless they can get a nice grenade. Nope, wasn't paying attention. Special attacks from the Sluggers knocking them over. And Guardians get away, they do, with 4 members. Force Commander now has a Power Fist. Puts up his shield, which goes down in seconds. Warboss in melee with Assault Marines, not really where those Assault Marines want to be. There's his stomp. Force Commander runs away. Here come Wraith Guard. Banshee's chasing the Chaos Lord. Can they finish him off? No, saved by his heretics. And they flee, and so did Wraith Guard. Wraith Guard lost their Warlock leader, which is why they're stunned there. And the Warp Spider Exarch also ran away. Two to 1 cap for blue. Predator now has a las cannon. Knobs on the way for DiViNiTY. 299197 Happy getting a Chaos Predator. Avatar on the field for Adila. Super unit for Eldar. Hugely powerful in melee and buffs surrounding infantry. I think it's a damage reduction and a suppression resistance. Can't get an attack off on this battle wagon though. Avatar has super heavy infantry armor, so you don't need anti-vehicle weapons to take it out. Those Inferno bolts will do nice damage to him. Wailing Doom is largely dodged, does hit the Chaos Lord though. 299173, still a 1-to-1 cap. Force Commander trying to cap the centre with his shield up. Plasma Cannon getting shots in. Assault Marines jump the Plague Marines. Ouch, Plasma Cannon almost wiping those CSM. They're really spread out, which saved them there. Fusion gun on the Ortok, which is kind of like a melter gun, but it shoots rapidly. Knobs, can they get into melee with the Avatar? Wraithguard could turn and suppress them perhaps. There they go. Ouch, and it works. Wrath of Cain misses everything, but it allows it to get away. Chaos Predator taken out by these twin link las cannons. Double cap for red. Banshees whacking on the battle wagon. They have the Executioner Spear in there, but this is a Let the Galaxy Burn out, which hits them flush. Guardians now walking through the embers, not what they want to do. Chaos Lord chasing them. Will we see a sweeping doom? Nope, he's forced off by a Shuriken Cannon. 207173. Tactical Marines guarding the top. Heretics get into melee with that plasma cannon and force it off. Ouch, but here comes the splash damage. Thunderhammer finishes off the squad. Switching back to his Power Fist now. Ortok dies. Two double shooters and double CSM. Here comes the Avatar chasing the battle wagon. It's pretty quick though. Now goes after the shooters with a Wailing Doom, largely dodged. Hit a single shooter boy. Now we're 2-1 for blue. Wraithguard decapping though. Battle wagon. Sorry, the sluggers level up. Battle wagons can't level up. And neither can Knobs anymore. Where are they? They are whacking on Eldar. Now turning their attention to the Force Commander, who has his fist out. Ouch! Plasma Cannon hits them pretty well. Switches back to his Thunderhammer. Must have very big pockets. Chaos Lord chasing the Avatar, trying to finish him off with Plague Marine support. But he needs to be careful. One more las cannon hit might finish him. Well, one more now. And there he goes. Warboss still chasing the Force Commander, trying to revive the Warp Spider Exarch, but he got charged. Terminators hit the field though. Power Fists and Storm Bolters. Storm Bolters are basically two bolters stuck together. And the Warboss is forced off. Force Commander may be able to revive, which would level him to 5. Here come the Terminators. I don't think the shooter's going to stand with them. Knobs are going to kill the Force Commander here surely. There he goes. In come Banshees. You don't want to get into melee with Knobs. And they run away. And both red commanders are down now. Warboss the only commander standing. Adila rebuys. Las Cannon Predator being repaired by Scouts. 207144. Ouch, Plasma Cannon got a great hit in there. And that Shuriken Cannon is really proving to be an irritant for the blue team. Get some Storm Boys DiViNiTY, but he is instead getting a Knob Spot. Assault Cannon on these Predators, on these Terminators, sorry, and there's Phase Shift, which stops the cap. And into an Eldritch Storm, one of the few ways you can use Phase Shift to really devastate armies. And that CSM squad just gets away with 25 HP. Second Knob Squad on the field with their chain axes. First squad has their hammers. No Knob Leader though. Terminators teleport away. They cannot retreat, of course. Finally force off that Shuriken Cannon. And they have a 2-1. Shooter Boys guarding south. Avatar coming to the centre. Assault Marines will try to cap, but they're going to shut up by a battle wagon, I think. There's the big zap gun, and hits terrain. Very lucky Assault Marines. There the Galaxy Burn does hit them pretty well though. Looks like they're going to try and tough it out. Avatar now in melee with a battle wagon. Banshees run the hell away from double knobs, and so does the Avatar. Assault Marines can't finish the cap. They did decap it though, and that's an excellent Wailing Doom on those knobs. Might be able to take one out in retreat. No, the attack seemed to do nothing. Avatar needs to flee here, I think. Knob squad after that Predator, and the Assault Marines saved them 192-107. Avatar doesn't try to hit one. Plague Marine trying to cap. Wraithguard needs to be careful, going to be tied up by Chaos Space Marines. Adila's in there. And phase shifts the Plague Marines to stop the cap. Don't think he has anything planned afterwards. Can't call down an Autarch. Warboss went down at north to the Force Commander, I think. Now in melee with a Chaos Lord who has his icon of corner. You can see the heal on every hit, and Warboss just rebuys himself. Force Commander has his shield though, and is gonna take out this Chaos Lord, I think. They are sticking in there. And that was Kill the Weak, which healed the Chaos Lord slightly. Puts his shield back up, and he forces it off the Force Commander. I'd say that was a draw. Wrath of Cain disrupts the Warboss, but there was already a Plasma Cannon coming in. Shuriken Cannon sets up again. Wailing Doom on the Battle Wagon. Did pretty nice damage. Pick on Wraithguard to support. Warboss now in melee with the Avatar with that very nasty claw. Avatar needs to walk away very slowly since he's getting Plague Marine hits. Noise Marines on the way for Happy, no doubt will get the Blast Master. Bugs very close to getting a Land Raider here. And red team have a single Assault Marines in there disrupting. Tactical Marines need to run away. They finish the cap and get away with two members. Still have their Flamer, could really do with upgrading that thing, I think, or changing it. Chaos Space Marines very low on health. Took some Plasma Cannon shots, I think. Knobs, will they finish off the Assault Marines? No. A sync kill there. Here's an orbital bombardment on the VP. Global ability of Space Marines. Autarch gets caught in it though, and it almost kills her. Down to 5 hit points. Can she get away? Chaos Lord tries to finish her with Let the Galaxy Burn, but she speeds through it. Noise Marines cacophony knocking back the Force Commander, so he can't melee him, but it could really hurt with that Thunderhammer. And the Land Raider Redeemer is on the way. Happy pretty close to a Great Unclean One. Well, he needs a bunch of requisition. Chaos Lord goes down, instantly revived by the Warboss, which levels the Warboss to 5. Chaos Lord is level 4. Adila level 4 and dead, and the Force Commander is level 5. Where is Adila? He's at the South VP. 161-82, Land Raider Redeemer hitting the field right now. Marco Zinch, Chaos Space Marines are level 4 now. Dodge the Wailing Doom. Terminator's capping center 161-82. Still going to be a 2-1 though. Maybe not. Imperial Abyss on the VP causes the Terminators to teleport out. That's the global nuke for chaos. And Adila is all alone. We really don't want to get in there because we have double knobs and a bunch of CSM. And is that another weird boy? It is. Wraithguard caught in retreat by knobs. Might be a dead squad, it is. Knobs moving in on Terminators now, and there's a Rocks on the Land Raider. Would it finish off the Predator? And it does. Assault Marines jump away. Knobs suppressed by the Shuriken Cannon. Ouch. Orks has her fusion gun. And the Force One is trying to decap the center with its shield up. Gets warp vomited, but he doesn't stop the cap. Here comes the Land Raider, basically a mobile base, which does some pretty nice offense to double heavy flamers, melter, and an assault cannon. Needs to get closer here. Allows you to reinforce, allows you to transport, gives you a health regen. Terminators with a Land Raider are very hard to budge. Warboss forced off. Battle Wagon still going. Orks should jump behind it and get some rear armor hits. And the Space Marine players stacking up in the middle. Happy is going to the North VP, which is guarded by a plasma cannon. Level 3 now. Great unclean one on the way for Happy. All 4 of the soup units on show. Plasma Cannon gets a very nice hit on the CSM. Go and force melee on it, and then cap with the other squad. Plasma Cannon misfires, and looks like that's what he's going to do. Plasma Cannon, can he take out a member in melee? Does, and the other one gets away. Huge engagement in the center. You see a webway gate going down. Great unclean one heading north. Wailing Doom takes out the weird boy. Knobs make very short work of the Orks unless she jumps away now. She does get away. Wrath of Cain knocks back and suppresses the Warboss. Death Roller is on, but the Battle Wagon is not moving. Avatar trying to get away from those double knob squads. Shuriken Cannon is shooting at the sluggers, wants to be shooting at the knobs. Great unclear one at the top. Just squished a little stuff. Kettle's in melee with a Land Raider. Look at this thing, the best RTS unit model I've ever seen. Intestines move around, spine moves around, his big demon man boobs are animated. It's an insane model. Anyway, Warboss capping middle, 1, 2, 3, 64 knobs, whacking on the webway gate, and they take it out. And Knob Squad retreats. Neither of them have their Knob leaders still. He might be at pop cap. No, he does have the pop to get them. Not sure why he hasn't. Land Raider now making its way to the middle. It's quite slow, as you can see. And Adila goes to the bottom. Should be able to force off double shooters with Banshees and the Shuriken Cannon. The unclean one is now in the middle. Heretics on the way to worship him. Inferno bolts force off those tacticals. Really should get a plasma gun or something. Assault Marines jump in front of the Great Unclean One and then run the hell away. Here comes the Great Unclean One. Cloud of Flies. Taking a lot of damage though. Assault Marines retreat back to the Land Raider, as do the Tactical Marines. And he picks up an Assault Marine like a toy, throws it aside. Falcon on the way for Adila. And Slugger's going to try and cap the south. Melter Bomb on the Great Unclean One, snares him. And he's now got a fusion gun. This might be a dead Great Unclean One. Heretics worshipping, trying to get him out of trouble, but it's too late. He will explode on death, which will damage enemies and heal allies. You kind of want to get out of the way, guys. Terminator's not getting out of the way. And look at the damage the explosion does. Ouch. That was insane. Happy going for the North VP again. Assault Marines jump the double CSM. And they should be able to force off those Tactical Marines. And they do so. Force Commander also retreating back to the Land Raider. Avatar still stomping around. Battle Wagon still stomping around. Falcon now on the field. Ouch, almost dead. There's a very nice artillery attack. There we see it. Warboss tries to decap with his very tough heavy armor. Level 6 now, almost 2,000 hit points. That shuriken gun is still causing a big problem for the blue team. Controlling those knobs, but they do get through this time. But there's the Falcon to knock them back. Here comes the Force Commander. Warboss managed to decap. Blastmaster gets a good hit. Turns the Nice Marines into an artillery unit that sets up.
They just a green smear now, boss.
Bugs stacking up the top. Terminators, Land Raider, Tactical Marines, and a D cannon on the way for Adila. 2-1 for red. 62 plays 11. Blue team just rush the middle and hold it for 10 seconds or so and you'll win the game. But they're splitting up. Happy's going top where there's a Land Raider and Terminators. Just go to the middle. Force Squadron now switching back to his Thunderhammer. Curse Lord is going to go down, I think, yes. (39) plays 11, it's a 1-1. Knobs managed to decap the Sentinel, getting shot to pieces and retreats. Death Roller doesn't do anything. Melter Bomb on it. Force Squadron now in melee with Knobs trying to cap, and Plague Marines are. Now a single cap for red. They decapped the bottom and Shimmer Orb goes down, so the shooters can't shoot him, and he caps the bottom. There's the Watchfinder X up for you. Force Squadron went down. Bunch of Knobs died. Guardians in there. Battle Wagon can finish off the Fire Prism, yes. But the red team have a double now and they're going to win this. Blues didn't push the centre when they had the chance. And there it is for red team, they pull it out. Bad unit management. Look how much stuff DiViNiTY had. Double Knobs, but he couldn't really get them into combat enough with that Shuriken Cannon around. Should have got Storm Boys. I don't know why he didn't get their Knob leaders. Look at the resources he had. Not sure why. Bugs did pretty well. Adila lost a lot of stuff, but did disrupt a lot and put a lot of pressure on the South VP. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.